or 4-belt era, and you became the second undisputed champion in 3 weight classes when there was only one champion back in 1938 with Henry Armstrong. That's a lot of stuff.
You hear that? You hear that?
Which do you think means the most?
And all of it.
I'm glad that he think he's confident. I like it. I like the confidence, but he's talking too much, you know? He gonna get exactly what he...
Terence Crawford and Jaron Boots had just met for the first time, but the talk quickly turned heated. What started as a quiet meeting quickly turned into a verbal war that shocked the boxing world, even though Crawford had 2 champions from different groups. The first time, Crawford didn't smile. He hit back, calling Crawford an old guard that wasn't willing to share the torch. Every second was caught on camera. People really lost it. Tweets, blogs, and fight sites went crazy as soon as the interview was over. Is this the next big wrestling match? Let's be honest, this is not a fun fight. The king of sports and the man who wants to be king are in a fight. Let's talk about what happened in that interview and how it led to the big fight that's coming up. Let's get one thing straight. It was different from all the other friendly media runs. Crawford was going from place to place and talking about his legacy, his ability, and what will happen next after his huge win over Canelo Alvarez.
And I'm gonna get a lot of too, but honestly, there could be the way where you put Crawford over Mayweather. Because of going up, you didn't see Mayweather go up from 147 to 168. That's crazy, bro. And not even, and honestly, I thought Crawford was gonna have more of a hard time because he had a hard time with Madronov. So imagine going up to it. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, but I don't want to take nothing away from Mayweather. Mayweather is the greatest of all time. But I think that was a really big risk that Crawford took, and then he ended up winning. You know what I mean? So you have to give credit to that too. I mean, that's a big risk. That'd be like me going up and fighting Usyk right now, heavyweight.
I know that's been kind of hinted.
I'm not thinking of that right now. I'm not thinking of that right now. No, but that's kind of like how that'd be. You know what I mean? So you have to, bro. That's a lot of. He has a lot of balls to do that. And not only to go do that to show the world that he's really like.
He is now sitting next to Jaron Ennis. He is young, sure of himself, and has never lost. He is set on proving that he is not only next in line, but now
you got Boots Ennis in your weight class.
Definitely.
What do you think about him?
Oh, he's very, very talented. He's unproven, but he's very talented.
Yeah.
The eye test tells it all. You know, he's got the it, you know, but we haven't seen him against any elite fighter. We've never seen him tested. So until then, you know, we just going to keep saying, oh, Boots, 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 until he meet that fighter that's going to test him.
Is that a fight that you would be interested in?
Nah, it just don't make sense right now in my career. Like I said, like, especially money-wise, don't nobody really know Boots, but
right.
I'm looking for bigger and better challenges like Canelo.
You're just looking for the big ones.
Yeah.
The big fish.
Yeah.
Fish fry.
That definitely. Definitely. Them the guys I'm looking for, you know.
Boots hasn't called Crawford in months. He's not mean, but he's hungry. If you put the top hunters in the same room with most of the cameras on, there will be fireworks. Crawford didn't lose his temper. Boots had been here before, but it was clear he wasn't trying to be nice. It was clear. He lost to you, Canelo. Thanks, but I'm not them. I'm going to get the crown. Crawford's face showed exactly what he was thinking. Do not worry. Instead, pay attention. Omaha looks like it's from the past. The mood changed after that. It's not like every story where an old cat fights a little kid. Craig doesn't have a bathtub. He's really happy.
World-class Honda? What does he mean?
He said world-class fighter. I guess he's trying to say if you're a world-class fighter.
Sign a contract. Exactly, sign a contract. If he wanted to fight, he would have stayed at 47. He obviously said he said he wanted to move up in accomplish to be undisputed at 54 or something like that. So yeah, he definitely did say that too. Yeah.
We ain't worrying about, right now we ain't worrying about Crawford. We gonna clean 147 now, and then we gonna move to 154. If he there and he got a belt, we coming after him. Simple as that.
Bud has a perfect record. He beat Israel Madimov, Errol Spence Jr., and Canelo Alvarez, who was to weight classes heavier than him. He's the first person in history to never lose any of the 3 types of weight. He has won all 42 of his fights and has never lost. That's not just good work. That is what it means to remember.
That's the fight that everybody want to see.
Yeah.
I want to do it.
Do you respect him as like when he's like, I got a couple fights left, I'm at the end, I'm only trying to get mega fights, so
I understand it, but don't lie or kept to the net and make it seem like I had the opportunity to fight you and I didn't. I never did. You know what I'm saying? And then that one time that I did, we said they called and we said we never heard nothing else back about it. So
right.
I mean, I respect it though. I mean, get your money. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing, but don't be kept.
Even so, things are getting hotter now. It is being planned that Jaron Ennis will become the next pound-for-pound champion. The boxer is 27 years old and has a record of 3 for 2030.
Terence Crawford against Jaron Ennis, for me, is the best fight in American boxing. But it needs to be a payday for Crawford that would get him interested, because Crawford knows how good Boots is. And I'm not saying that Crawford thinks he's going to lose to Boots, but he knows that is a real fight. But for me, Boots is the new Crawford. We've just got to go out and get the fights to show how great.
Eddie Hearn even talked about it. When it comes to weight, Boots are the best choice. No one is ready to go. Not 3 years, just 1. Boots gives off a strong Philadelphia vibe. Quick, showy, and not scared. He beat them at 147 pounds and lost badly at 150. Some people think he can move up to middleweight, or even better. This may be something you've heard of before. Crawford did it too. It's like having a mirror right next to you. One version is trying to crush the picture, while the first one has only been around for a few years.
Just feel that Jaron Ennis against Terence Crawford is the fight. And that can be at 54, it can be at 60. Now obviously we've got Lima to take care of first, but that for me is one of the great, crossover fights, because Boots is the changing of the guard guy. And Crawford's the guy that's been there and done it all and just proved, that he's still very much in his prime.
That wasn't what made this one-on-one so fun, the bad talk. It was all about being nice. Boots didn't say how old Crawford was. He said that he was great. He did stress, though, that greatness must be tried. He told her, "Bo, I'm going the same way you did. Spence Madoff and Lima are there. In order to get to Canelo, you put on weight. Trying to get to you in the same way." He's right. Two Boots is pretty much doing everything Crawford says to do. He was the best fighter in his weight class. Now he's moving up to high middleweight. The next step might be to move up to middleweight. If he gets the belts as Buddhas, he will have to fight. A famous Philadelphia Phillies player named Danny Garcia said that this is a great fight in terms of style. Clark only has to worry about Boots going hungry. A young, driven soldier who wants to do what you've done.
That's a good fight. That's definitely up there. It's definitely up there. Probably at middleweight or something. That's like a vacant belt. That's definitely up there. That's definitely a big fight. Probably Shakur and Tank too, maybe. That's like right on the scene. But yeah, that's that. You might not be lying. That might be the biggest fight.
Well, Crawford heard that. His eyes lit up like a star. "I've been here before. Check out what he gave Spence and Canelo." Everything in the fighting world went crazy when the movie was over. Some say Boots is the new face of the sport. Other people say that he hasn't won the right to breathe Crawford's air.
And, obviously we're here in Philadelphia, Boots Ennis, Eddie, a couple other people, called Boots the natural successor to Terence Crawford, and obviously I know your relationship with him. Do you feel that high on Boots as well, or?
Hell yeah, I think Boots is a hell of a fighter. I don't know about the natural sensation, whatever that is to Terence Crawford, I think Boots is his own fighter, Terence is his own fighter, but I think they both hell of a fighters. I've been around Boots for years, and he's the truth.
And last one for me, I'll let you go. Obviously, everyone's talking about a potential fight, you and Teofimo. Is there any updates to that? I mean, is that something that you are looking towards?
Yeah, that's the fight I want. So, ain't no updates. I don't speak business until the deal is done, so nothing to talk about.
Eddie Hearn likes to wear boots. He thinks Ennis will be the pound-for-pound winner by the end of 2026 after beating Crawford. Yusk, and I know that's not an exaggeration, given how talented, quick, and powerful he is.
And I don't mean it disrespectfully when I say they just don't beat Jaron Ennis. In fact, that style is absolutely tailor-made for Boots. Just to make it clear on Virgil Ortiz, we sat in a room, me, Oscar de la Hoya, Eric Gomez, and the top DAZN execs in America. We talked about how a deal would work with those two fighters, and we agreed on a deal. We went away, we signed a new deal with Boots. Part of that deal within the contract was the deal that we agreed with Golden Boy and the Zone to fight Virgil Ortiz. Boots signed it. Now, we didn't hear anything back. We told them we're going to fight in October. They said they're going to fight in November, and we haven't heard anything back. On Tuesday, Eric Gomez called me and he said, look, I just wanted to let you know we're fighting Lubin. After that, we want to get the Boots fight made. I said, well, we're in. I don't, you know, so I take their word for it, and I truly believe Oscar De La Hoya wants to make great fights. But that fight is done on our side, on all the terms that we agreed with Golden Boy. That fight for me, although it doesn't carry an official world championship, which is what we want at 54, is one of the best fights in boxing.
Crawford's staff, on the other hand, doesn't seem pleased. Bud's main boss, Brian Bull McIntyre, has said in the past that Bud will not go down to 150 for anyone. If they want him, they have to show up.
No, he don't bring nothing to the table. He got our leftovers. Why would Bud want to go backwards? I want to go backwards. Bud looking for bigger and better fights, so where he can etch his name in the concrete forever. I don't know, cause I really don't look at none of the welterweight since we did clear the division out.
It's now up to Boots. Can he get to a higher level like Crawford did? Can he make enough noise to get Bud to give up like Bud did with Canelo?
As his trainer, do you feel like he should just sell off into the sunset after this monumental
well,
win?
You know what? They made it look so easy. You know what I'm saying? 2-3 more in him. You know what I'm saying? Train camp will try harder. You know what I'm saying?
You think a move to 160 would make sense?
I mean, if you want to do it, you know, it'd be a challenge. If you want to challenge yourself, yeah, I don't mind.
Don't forget that Canelo is said to have laughed at the idea of fighting Crawford. He thought about it, but he wasn't big enough to do it. After a year, though, he stood on the painting and watched history happen. It sounds like you. It's possible that Boots is telling the same story backwards. Right now, it's the most profitable time in the sport. He can fight Kennedy Golovkin, Janabeka Limit Cannulai, or another fight between Canelo and Golovkin. History is something that kids learn in 6th grade. These are the only two boxers that have ever done that.
Who they are cancel out each other as far as height. You know, they both switch hitters, lift, and everything. All of that cancels out each other. So they are literally the same people, pretty much. The only difference is Crawford done been in the big stage against big fighters so many times. And also, with age, he didn't beat up his body, so his age is actually good. He got the grown man strength. He not just grown man strength, but he built on top of that. Like, look at him at 135. He was a little scrawny dude. He wasn't a big dude. Now look at him. He ripped up everything. He's strong. So sure. I feel like he got everything, all the experience, all the knowledge. So I gotta go with Crawford. Yeah.
But every question from a fan or a writer always comes back to the same idea. Would Jaron Ennis be able to do it? Crawford's answer is always the same. A smile, a line, and a shrug. I'm not being forced to lose weight. It's not a duck. He's making the rules. Boots needs to get up from his chair if he wants to be king. You're really looking forward to the test. When you have to fight someone as young as a kid, you thought it was scary to be quick enough to test him and strong enough to make him look bad. That's the kind of fight that real winners want.
You know, Terence is your man.
Yeah.
Bud your man.
Yeah.
You know the fight niggas want to see, bro.
What?
Boots. You know niggas want to see Boots, bro.
Bro, Terence is different, bro. I just know that man is different. That's what I'm saying. I never been in the ring with Boots. Yeah. I'm not saying Boots ain't different or not good at all. I think it would be a good fight, but I just think, Terence, just like he said, man, he been battle tested before. Terence been through all the ups and downs in the ring. He's the Floyd Mayweather of this generation. Just the magnitude of this fight, maybe Terence is just not motivated enough.
There will be more to this game than just passing the baton. It will be a fight of the times. Crawford makes the plans. It is quiet, works well, and never ends. The storm is scary, loud, and not afraid of anything.
Nice, right? Nice. Over and under, right there. Over and under with that same hand, right there. Yeah, turn it. Turn your hip with it. Do it again. Go take that hip with it. That's it. Do it again. Come back with the hook. Nice, nice, nice.
Their styles are very different from one another, but they work well together. Crawford likes to study, download, and take apart the boots of his opponents. He doesn't learn because he fights too much. Stress versus calmness. Chaos versus chess.
Terence Crawford against Jaron Ennis, for me, he's the best fight in American boxing. But it needs to be a payday for Crawford that would get him interested, because Crawford knows how good Boots is. And I'm not saying that Crawford thinks he's going to lose to Boots, but he knows that is a real fight. But for me, Boots is the new Crawford. We've just got to go out and get the fights to show how great he is.
It's different because Crawford has wiped out whole classes. He fought and beat all the important people. Fans aren't interested in easy games anymore. They look for danger. They're interested in what might happen. In fact, this is what a boot is. The last important fight before Crawford starts fighting. Everyone agrees that Crawford would end his career on a high note that no one else can match if he wins. Boots will build a new country, though, if he wins.
Canelo can't really keep up with him. He was too fast. His feet, footwork was too good.
Do you think the scores was right on, or do you think maybe it was a little more towards Bud?
What was the scorecards?
115, 113, 116, 112.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah?
I feel like Bud damn near basically won every round, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about right. You can say that.
Now, with this accomplishment, Keyshawn, is he on the Mount Rushmore of
Hell
boxers?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah?
3-time undisputed. He just beat Canelo.
Yeah.
The face of boxing. So now you can say Bud is the face of boxing.
Greatest of all time, or?
Greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it can never be one great, but he definitely one of the greatest of all time for sure.
That could be why this fight stands out in a world where big fights like Floyd Mayweather versus Mike Tyson and Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis are all the talk.
Fight that makes a whole lot of sense, and a fight that stylistically will be, oh my goodness, is a fight between Terence Crawford and Jaron Boots Ennis.
I don't think I think that's going backwards for Terence.
To that point, Jaron doesn't have the kind of accolades. He doesn't sell to the mass and all these. So this fight was perfect timing for both these guys.
There is no fake competition or showiness. People are just showing off their skills. Crawford wants to make a difference. By 2025, Boots wants to be taken seriously. It won't happen very often. As the sport tries to become the best, crack your skull open and remember that fighting used to be a place to test people. What kind of fight does Boots get into? Or who does she dance with? Right now, I don't know anyone, especially not a well-known person. I get it, belt, I get it. However, you don't name a specific man, so I don't have to ask, hey, this guy or that guy. I'm sure you get questions like this all the time. If you said, hey, I think this is the guy, we'd get into a big fight. Who could it be? Since it doesn't look like the Crawford fight will happen. Who would you like to dance with? Boots, it was someone with the belts, or maybe someone at 154. As I already said, at 54 years old, he is a well-known figure. Say the last one last. When Terence Crawford and Jaron Ennis looked at each other across the table, it looked like they were ready to fight. There is a lot of respect, but also a lot of fierce competition.
Great, Bud always been like that. Without a question, solid. You know what I'm saying?
You think there's anything left for him, coach, or is it time for Bud to move on? Or
I'm trying to figure out who he gonna fight next.
160, you can see him fight going
I wouldn't do nothing crazy. He looked at excellent. Hey, he looked at excellent.
Is there anybody the most from
No, I'm trying to figure out what their team gonna do next. I want to see what's
He's
next.
talking about 160, coach. I mean, the only thing down there is maybe like a middleweight tournament, 2 fights undisputed, something like that. But if not that, then what for Bud?
Who?
Well, they were talking about Jaron Ennis going to 160, possibly going. Jaron Ennis going to 160.
If he go to 160, then we got another mega fight.
You think that's a mega fight?
I don't know that yet, but I've said, and the boxing fans that know boxing would say that's another mega fight.
Boots is on the way, and Crawford won't let anyone pass her up. Age groups may be split down this way. Those who want to do everything, and those who have already done everything. Now, here's the question. Who is going to win if everything falls apart? Does the pound-for-pound king come out on top? Or does the young boxer from Philadelphia win in the end? Post your thoughts below and let me know what you think. Don't forget to follow, like, and click the bell. You'll be with the next show.